This is Achiever's Voice.
This is a guy who says, it is not what I don't have that limits me from achieving anything great in life, but it is what I have and I do not know how to use it. And then I also added by saying that nobody in life will ever pay me for having a good brain if I don't use it intelligently. So I can only be rewarded if I use it intelligently. Now I said it is the time to use my brain intelligently. I go to my uncle in town talks. I told him, I need 2,000 shillings. He says, why? I told him, Akoto yongo to photocopy my leadership certificate. After
now at that point you're thinking of how to use what you have.
How to use what I have
intelligently.
Intelligently. The word is intelligently. I had already packaged my mindset. And this is just one thing I want people who are listening to me to learn. That before you walk into doing anything, as you plan to walk into doing anything you want in life, before you begin packaging your papers, before you begin packaging your clothes that you're going to put on, first package your brain, package your mind, set a certain direction in your brain. Okay? So for instance, before you organize a Lola, I am going to host Emmanuel. I am going to be interviewed by Joseph. Before you even choose the clothes you want to put on, first realign your brain. Once your brain is straight, no matter what you're putting on, you feel you are at the right direction. So I told my uncle, I came and I picked my leadership certificate and I photocopied. Now, after photocopying my leadership certificate, I had one friend who was operating an IT school, Jolibus Institute of Technology and Management. That guy Balimo. I went there, I told him, he says, how to make a professional CV. Eh? He taught me how to make a professional CV. After I called the Charles Akeru, because he was my immediate friend on radio. I said, Charles, do you think I can do something on radio? Hey, man, you are very talented, you can do something. So I wrote my CV.
Yes.
I wrote my CV. What was waiting in the CV. What was present is what it is not what I don't have that should do. That should limit me. Yes. So then I wrote that CV. And after writing that CV, I don't know the grammar then, and this when I read, I laugh. I still have it. There's really a lot that was missing, but at that level, that's what I could do. Okay? And that is also another thing. At your level, you should appreciate and do diligently what you can do at that point. Tomorrow when you go to another level, it should not be a point for you to abuse what you did yesterday, but to learn what you did yesterday and to appreciate your improvement. Yes. So, I wrote my CV and I went to Delta. And I want to bring a story na gonanga chorikalia. I went to Delta. When I went to Delta, I had a vast experience on media. Yeah. I had in my CV, I was in TBS, I was in Delta, I went to a top radio. I feel I should come back home. I had just finished my senior 4. So I went there. That's why sometimes it is good to have institutions managed by people who have worked in the journey of expertise, and they understand what it is meant by potential grooming and appreciation. I think I met somebody who knows how to realize potential, and that is a person I will ever and always respect in my life. So when I went there, I met a lady called Yaeri Adiko. Yaeri who? Adiko. By that time, ngadakiti berenge ka CV. Kera kasa ala ngirianga ka envelope. I had documents. I had photocopied all the high school leadership certificates. I had them. So I went to Madam Yaeri.
By the time you went to Madam Yaeri, were you going to her to deliver the document?
I had gone to deliver the document.
You knew her before?
I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody. And I walked there with one thing. And Joseph, this is also another thing I want you as you're walking to offices. Go to an office, explain what you want. If somebody does not pay attention to you, it does not mean you are wrong. It means they have simply not understood the magnitude of your interest and what you want and what you can do. It should not stop you from going to another office. So I went there, I said, I'm going to explain to these people. If they don't understand me, it does not mean I am incompetent. It does not mean they are wrong. It just simply means that there's a person better placed to understand me. I get it. So I went there, I said, if I explain and they don't take it, it means they are not better placed to understand me. I will go through people who are better placed to understand me. So I went to Madam Yairi. The first day I went, she was not there. The second day I went, she was still not there. The third day, I went, I met her. I told her, Ebe, I am a student, very passionate, and I love mentorship. Akoto yongo ageonu, akoto yongo da swam. I have come to work. I had an announcement that you want staff. I have prepared my CV to the level that I was able to end, and it doesn't mean that is where my growth stops. I plan to continue growing as I am with you, okay? But the service I have, I think it is not good for me to wait for me to finish to get other things that you want. Let me first give you what I have. So now I told her, cutting around a radio presenter. She looked at me, the confidence, and said, but you, how? Then she gave me an idea. She told me, now for you. And a program, I want a children's program. Continental, a children's program. Then she said, now the best thing we can do for you is that you get a sponsor for that program. Get a sponsor for that program. I will give you an opportunity to host the what?
With the a little experience that you had, I want to call it so. But also now with another task added to you, a person that is passionate, that wants a job, you've been asked to look for a sponsor. Was that not scary a little?
Okay, so
or you had your connections.
Okay, so for me, there were two things. First of all, to look for a sponsor was a big thing. Okay, was a big thing that looked or even seemed to be impossible. Just got out of school. But I was strategic. This is a children's program. Who is a sponsor? I think I can look for a school. Immediately I ran to Jamela Primary School.
They gave a nod.
They said how we can sponsor the children's party. That very day. Abonguningo or radio. Ebe adubo jolly. Adibonga sponsor. Now where work came in, Eponelaya unikokwenada for to work with people
who say they know it all.
They are finished.
Yes.
They have been in the system. Resilience is key. So Joseph, I only a sponsor. Madam Yairi tells me, okay, this is good. You can start with a children's program. I started mobilizing schools very well aggressively. Narajang knowledge on children's issues. That's now Delta. I didn't have an appointment letter. My CV was even not taken anymore. So I mobilizing a children's program. I don't mobilizing a children's program. Another packet. I also want to manager. Bobo. I go on alimo kini kesibe. O meeting. Yengo be kwala yongo. Aranka to monaka nyuni. Yengo be kwana yongo. Akoto ngage na ichori kalia. Do you know how that irritates people? A boy of 18 years ago na to bakona ngage na koronyoni.
It defeats logic.
It defeats logic.
Understanding.
So people looked at me and said, now they started calling me a project key Yairi. Like the way they say Moses project. You get the point. I can confess to you that I had the worst experience ever in my life during that time of venturing into media. I was,
you know, I don't think it is the worst, because sometimes such harsh surroundings prepare you for
at that point it is the worst.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yes, at that point you're not looking at the bigger things. You are looking at it. How bad it is. Are nice yes. So, agiona ngalimo in madam ya yeri. Ebe yongo management be kwana yonga kotonga rauna choran lo ikalia. Ujai kisanga program lo ikalia. Mama program lo ikalia veritas. I mean, or Delta. Ujai kisanga program lo inyo. A program lo ikalia. Baka ibitete si duel SS. Jae. How do you even start a journey? But Joseph, if you listen to me in the beginning, I said that I had a worst experience and a very hard moment of growing in my family. So I had a lot of knowledge on challenges that families go through. So mami tungana no boy chama kiyonga paki na ikona hii. Asome program lo ikalia. But apara shangu no mina madam yaira asome program lo baka health life. Every Monday. She used to host people of health center point. So, ati bangongini, abu madam yaira adope one Monday, she called me, ogana limoki na obe. Emmanuel, I have gotten an urgent program. My daughter is sick and the guests are not available. Ngarak mo yung oloto ready. Ajene nga mambo ripero rija enerda. Konye, otubijo bolia ike koso sine. Arai pero jadum ni topic no jao Nicholas mami neranoi because they didn't you get the point.
Driver under instructions.
Driver under instructions.
Yes.
Andum nule meko tegete program lo inyo. Lo ikalia. Takai. Are sedo pita tutu bete program sani yari. Kede ngati warbe lolo alo shongo program lo inyo. Lo ikalia. Eka topic lo sodit. Otoma of aijaraka to discuss ibore ya ona mumu otoma ni okale. Aje niyo ngiboro la yauni na mumu okale la bela jari kide ji papa.
Yes.
Aje niyo. Nyenga lo talacho no engo be loli ja no program lo inyo. Lo kale o mama kiro ngon be Emma the Great. O mama kiro ngon be Papa Apollo, it was not there. So aloso ngo radio ngo be loli ja na mora kiro ikalia. Po choksholo jasi okalia monyati kalia pola mumu ai. Okalia nyobe ya una mumu okalia ngobe ay mate kwa maketu ngana nara abobo nga mata no nara masi papa akota papa pupu berana nyo eronamat so ngoba mata no kwa makija mat mamusa pupo noro dingeta iboro kangu ya bunyo. I did a program, people called. The next day Madam Yair calls me to office. By then Ora cafe kanunu da alarm nonge pengin. She calls me in the office. I know I had lost a job. By then I was not paid. And by the way, I worked on Radio 4. A lot of my first salary was 20,000. My first monthly salary. 4 more salary. Second salary was 50,000. If there are forms where I signed, they know. I used to sign that wage. So Madam Yair calls me, but that lady supported and loved me. No contract.
So when you did the show, loko anabu round Ikalia. The next day, anomakijo Madam Yair. The denge nyubo.
No makine nge symbol wonyu ni bero office kani wonyu na tipet. Alosho ngo office. Palali mokino ngbaron say yapa jabu nere. You deserve the lunch in cafe. That lady believed in me, Joseph. Joseph, if there is anything good God can ever do to you, is to bring somebody at your workplace who believes in you. She is the only person, even in the days she left Socom. She's the one person who believed in me. So only more kidding yes yongebe a joke program no ibusa kinti jalo se cafe nyoni kaninu, but you first have this money. She gave me 50,000. And then she told me from today onwards, to bring in business. When you bring business, you get commission 18%. Businesses. You remember I used to debate. My market was in schools. Every school I could go, they know that one was a HP. He was a national debater. To advertise. I used to bring schools and I could get money. I could get 50,000, 70,000 commission. I used to bring Okia. Then she now told me, now you can start it. Okay, program next month. I started jokingly, I chori kalia until you the rest is history.
Okay. Now I Aburi Bodek Emma the Great BI.
Okay. So Emma the Great edolo kwa na akidingoto do na ichori kalia. Upon betu ngogeta alimono kinobe I woro yongo Emma the prophet. Emma the prophet. So when I understood the art of mentorship, there's one word that became very common in me. And I used to mention that word every day. That if there is anything great you think you can ever do in life, this is the right time. And I also used to emphasize every day whenever I was on radio that successful people in life do smaller things in a great way. So the word great started what? Coming. So people started calling me the great. People saying, Emma the greatest. The great like that. Tona Mike na tangitu kabenyo ni. Emma the great. Now, Papa, ajaparisha labakiri, beli lingichu. Po acho kisho kali akonyi lilingi papa mori. You remember those days? Aminado ngai chori kali rimortengo. Ba uta nganya na rikanyo ni. Ikali goro ditu aba jo jana la suban kada cho wa rora ya mori le cho ti jai ki je office or cabinet ke topolo do jonyo ni. All my people didn't know me physically. People knew me by voice. But Joseph, when you listen to me and you don't know me, you'll never believe that I don't have you will think I have experience of 30 years in marriage. Even me sometimes I pray also radio don't I get on enere. But God, how did it happen? So God ditunga be kwa na jonge si papa lonyo. Orucho kana doi kwa nitunga rucho be papa Apollo ni Emma. Emma the good. That's why you see Joseph, if I walk with Yara and Alose Kopan Pamba, there are people who genuinely kneel down to greet me. Genuinely. They don't care Kaku and they don't care my age. What they care is Papa Apollo. They care that I have impacted their families.
I want to understand now the transition from Delta to Veritas.
Good. So, Delta to Veritas, managements keep changing. So, when Madam Yairi left, remember I was tagged as a project to Yairi Radiko, but the lady had believed in me.
No, she saw potential.
Yes. So, when she left, obviously, you toto.
You do a suffer.
You do So, it became a little bit hard for me. So when management changed, I was almost sidelined in everything. Fighting in for programs that came in, media things, and I thank God you people are thriving. Me, I am now a little bit relaxed. So it reached time when now I wanted to leave. By then, a new general manager came in, Abraham, and the guy also believed in the potential in me. So he wanted to maintain me within. So by that time I had built a name now on radio. Kwape Choranlo Kalia. I used not to host shows, talk shows, but Aminanga Swami Kalia, Enerata, Polo Walk, those programs, those social and development programs. And then now, when the new management was brought in, she was a female. I think I was not competent enough. Maybe that would be the word I could use to feature in most of her schedules the way she preferred. So I was sidelined. That time now, I wanted now to go to TBS, where I started from. I wanted Abonga TBS radio. And then one of the managers shared with, by then, the coordinator of the Social Communications Commission. But this boy wants to leave. The coordinator said, no, it is better for us to lose him within, not to lose him outside here. So what we can do, let us shift him to Veritas. That is how I was now shifted from Delta to Veritas Radio. And now I started working in my journey. My last journey on media as a professional broadcaster was in Veritas Radio.
I want to ask a second last question. And this is rather personal. Ajene ngitungali wipo ekorosa ajenu nebe Papa Apollon, Emma the Great, Loikalia, ngesida ejaekal.
Edumuni kwa napute kalele kore tungana nenga jautu. Yes. So by vision, yes. I have a family in waiting. Okay. In reality, I don't have mabranga tuko kitekal. So this is a difference. There's a man who knows that after 4 years from now he's going to have a family. No, not a putekal. Not a putekal. Not even a kalela kotongo. You know the better ngajaun kerenyoni. Kedekal. So you have a family by vision. Are you getting? You have just like the way you know, at the end of the month I have money, salary in the account. Right now I don't have, but at the end of the month, it doesn't mean you don't have the money. You have, but it has not yet what? In waiting. So I have a family in waiting. Are you getting? I can be very honest to you that right now I'm not dating. You get it? I'm not dating. I just made 24 years. Yes. Of course, that's not the point to justify why I don't have a family. But yes.
Because people are getting married
at 16.
Yes.
But I think I am in a journey right now of two things. Number one, I am cultivating the fruit of love. Are you getting? Cultivating the fruit of love. And then number two, I am investing time into identifying, maybe not only identifying, but mentoring my vision interpreter.
Okay.
The difference is that whereas other people want to have families when time arrives, I want to have a vision interpreter. Somebody who is able to dive into my vision and walk into, somebody to interpret your vision. Joseph, who interprets your vision. You don't explain to tell her why you were out up to 11 p.m. You get the point? You don't even explain to tell her, you don't even find it hard to explain certain things. She dives into your vision. So, I plan, I'm going to get a family.
Okay.
That is true. But the point is, I refused what I don't have to limit me. Some people will say, no. No. It is not a family that I don't have that should limit me. By the time I get a family, I would be on another level of career development and counseling, and that is my journey.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to put this as a last question to you. I don't know whether you founded it alone or you co-founded, that is Establisher Development Africa. We need to understand what is this, what are you intending to do with it?
Okay. First, before we reach to Establisher, I want to highlight that after Kyoga Veritas last year, I got a new job. So I now work, by the way, I work for a national or even an international company, Jena Limited. I play a role of public relations, and it's founded by Professor Patrick Ogwangenge. Many people know it as a COVIDX company. So many people ask me, I am a PRO, I work with Jena Herballs. Now, Establisher Development Africa, first of all, in the early days of senior 2, senior 3, I wanted to have an organization that focuses on 4 important parameters in the youth: the identity, the dignity, the solidarity, and the productivity of young people. So, I started an association, I call it TESO Youth Development Organization, TIDO. But you know, I didn't register it, those things. So it was a vision. I still used to influence. I used to do some projects. I used to gather young people and talk to them. My biggest resource is talking. I can talk to somebody. In life, there are people who can talk to you and you feel you're moving. You get the point? So then after, TIDO after died a little bit by visibility, but vision stayed. So towards my last days in Veritas, I started the Establisher Development Africa. I can be very sure to you that it's my idea that I started. And the intention was, I had two intentions. Number one, to train and inspire. To train and inspire individuals and organizations to realize their greatest potential. So I looked at the situation around society, especially from my past experience, that I never had a chance to be mentored. We are living in a society where people are so busy to talk to their children. Yeah. People are so busy. People are struggling with the problems. Everybody has a Kenyan, a problem. That's why I have that slogan that every life needs a coach. Every life needs a coach. So I looked at it that, what if I start a system or an umbrella or a platform that offers strategic knowledge, that offers mentorship, that offers coaching, that builds capacity of individuals in organizations. That's how I established. I started it when I was in Veritas. I even organized for a relationship and marriage conference in Serere. And people came. I didn't have money, but I had a name. So people came because they wanted to know who Emma the Great. So we had a very successful relationship and marriage conference. Now, after now, when I went to Kampala, I've been building on it slowly, but I am happy God has been very faithful, that the organization is growing. I can be very sure to you that we are reorganizing every day. Established Development Africa is a non-government organization, a non-profit making organization. Our commitment is to equipping individuals and organizations with peak performance tools to help them to grow their potential. So we have a vision of being key providers of strategic knowledge for development. So we do a lot of programs in trainings. We do a lot of trainings in areas of leadership development, capacity building. We're also venturing into human resource. We also do career development programs and life coaching programs. And we have a lot of programs that we are doing. Right now, our major focus is on leadership development. The reason is, I am this because of leadership. So right now we are running a program on the high school leadership development program. We are running that program. We are also doing, running a mentorship coaching program and online sessions. We call them the wisdom meetings. We have also launched, we are going to start doing the physical online wisdom meetings here in Soroti. In the wisdom meetings and in those life coaching sessions and programs, we do trainings on areas of career development. Okay. We equip skills. Okay. Yes.
As we wrap up, tell me about the symposium.
Well, on 11th of June this year, on behalf of the organization, we were able to organize the High School Leadership Vision Conference. That conference attracted different student leaders across TESO with the aim of equipping them with basic practical leadership skills at a high school level. We had a one-day vision conference that we trained them, and our guest of honor was the Honorable Minister of State for Fisheries and also Member of Parliament for Serere representing women, Helen Adoa. So when we hosted that conference, it was successful. Now, when I looked at the Vision Conference, you realize that it gave a platform to high school student leaders. It's against that background that we're able to develop a concept that we need to have an opportunity to offer knowledge to also student leaders targeting higher institutions of learning. So we have organized for the high school, for what we call the Golden Youth Symposium. The Golden Youth Symposium is an event that we intend to attract all the guild presidents and their cabinets in the country. The intention is to equip them with the leadership knowledge under the theme leadership-based approach to institutional development. So we are going to have it on 24th of September. It's going to be hosted by Soroti University. We shall be having keynote speakers that are going to facilitate. Our guest speakers include Charles Ochichi, Executive Director of Enterprise Uganda, and then Honorable Bosco Kiro, the Chairperson TPG and Member of Parliament for Wusuk County. And then we shall also have, the event is going to be hosted by Mary Immaculate Arikosi, the first female guild president of Mbarara University. And then our guest of honor is the retired, High Excellency retired Major Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. We don't have funders. We have been blessed that our ideas are consumable. That when I talk to Joseph, Joseph won't hesitate to pull 20,000 to support the idea. So that is entirely what Establisher is all about. I have a team of young people that we are trying every day to equip and to develop. I want to raise a family that when they walk out, they do two things. They inspire and train.
Okay.
Yes.
Yalama no Emma.
Engetele karit.
Yalama ano akona pak. Yalama no ate kirdaw na irara ni jay Mr. Emmanuel Okia, Emma the Great, public speaker, a life coach, a mentor. Adawesa Mike no ni nuipuni kamnara kida kejar. Ikora temarebe Yalama no esuli sesenete. You can as well follow us on Facebook, The Achievers His Voice UG, on YouTube, The Achievers His Voice UG. If you get an opportunity to watch these videos, to view this channel for the first time, please make sure to share with a friend. I want to appreciate Tony, another production, Ido Lokai Salera Joseph Egao.
This is Achiever's Voice.